Well, I'm here live. Listen, excuse the way I look. I just got done playing tennis. I was out there practicing, getting some exercise, and I hope you can hear me. I never know with this thing. It doesn't tell me, whether I'm on or not. But, I had somebody say some really rank things to me. And I learned a principle many years ago, and I've used it repeatedly that I want to teach you concerning pedagogy. Pedagogy is the science and art of teaching. Okay, and you're in the classroom, and you got all these students, and everybody's sitting up there, man, they're really paying attention to what you got to say. But there's one person back there just kind of, and if they ask you a question, the question isn't because they want to learn. The question is they want to teach you, or they want to show you how you're wrong. Okay, they're not there to embrace what you have to say, okay, or to even learn, or even have a rational discussion, okay. They're there to argue with you. Okay, so here's the principle. What most teachers do, let's say you have a class of 100 students, and 99 of the students are right there really focusing on what you had to say. Okay? But you have one student that is resisting you. And most teachers, if they don't understand the principle, they're going to focus on that one student that's resisting the teaching at the expense of the 99 that are listening. The principle is this: focus on the responding, not the resisting. Don't focus on the resisting, because they're not going to listen to you anyway. Okay? So I've learned a long time ago, why waste time with those that are not there to learn? Okay? And Proverbs makes that really clear, that if you try to correct the scoffer, they'll just hate you. They're not there to learn. They're there to intimidate, to frighten you, and everything. Now, I'm going to tell you how to end the COVID debate. Real simple. Can end every argument with your family, friends, or foes. Okay? Well, let me give you a little background first. In the book of Philippians, Paul's in prison, and he's writing to the Philippians a very encouraging letter, believe it or not, from a dungeon. And he says this about his fellow worker. His name was Epaphroditus. Okay? He says, and he said this in Philippians chapter 2, verse 25. But I think it's necessary to send back to you Epaphroditus, my brother, fellow worker and fellow soldier, who is also your messenger, whom you sent to take care of my needs. They had sent Epaphroditus to help Paul while he was in prison. Apparently the prisons and dungeons let people come in there and nurse you. Okay? For he longs for you all of you, in his distress because you heard he was ill. Indeed, he was ill and almost died. Now, people say, Paul had a gift of healing, he healed. Why didn't he heal Epaphroditus? Paul doesn't have the gift anymore. It's gone. Okay, so he would have healed himself. He couldn't. And he would have healed Epaphroditus and many others. So what does he do? He almost died. But God had mercy on him, and not only on him only, but also on me, to spare me sorrow upon sorrow. Ultimately, God is the healer. Here's a word called synergy. It kind of explains our immune system and how it works. But the immune system consists of a whole lot of different things. And basically, in layman's terms, what the immune system does, it recognizes something that shouldn't be there and attacks it. And it works really well. God, the great designer, designed it to function in a way that would allow it to not only seek out and find various viruses and kill them, but then to give you herd immunity so that you don't get it again. Okay, now, let me explain something to you here now. I'm a golf professional, okay? I've been teaching golf for many years. I have taught thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of golf lessons. And so somebody comes to me and says, Manny, I got a problem. I'm slicing the ball, okay? And he told me what his problem was. What do I got to do as a golf instructor? I got to make a diagnosis. I got to not only know what he does, but why he's doing it. Then I have to make a prescription, okay? Now, I have to do that in an objective way. Otherwise, I'm guessing, okay? The problem with doing diagnostic work, even in the medical field, is that one thing doesn't work for everybody. Just like one swing doesn't fit everybody. There's a lot of other things involved. So this person comes to me and he says to me, Manny, my ball is going like this. It's slicing like a banana. Okay? And I say to him, well, let me see. Let me watch you hit a few balls. And I watched him, and what am I doing in my mind? Okay, so now I'm a trained instructor, so I know that the problem is not always physical. It may be psychological. It may even be positional. It could probably be sequential. It may even be integrated problem. Okay? It could be conceptual. There's a lot of things. It's not always a physical problem. So I know what, if I take a golf club, okay, and I come across the ball with the face wide open, I'm going to put this spin on the ball, and if my path is coming across from outside in, it's going to create a banana shot. I know that is what will happen at impact, okay? It's a way of doing objective analysis. So I know what happened. I just don't know why. Okay, now, in order to know why, I got to do some investigation. I got to know this person because not everybody's alike. I actually had a person come and take a lesson from me one time. And I said, well, let's go on out to the driveway. He said, no, man, I don't want to go out there. I want to take the lesson inside. I said, what do you mean? He says, I brought a pad and a pencil. I just want to ask you questions. I said, okay, and that's what he did. Okay, he just needed to have the way his learning style was very analytical. He needed to understand something. Others, they don't need to understand. They just need to practice something. And others still, they are more visual. They have to see something. Now, let's go back to the COVID. It's a real problem. I just asked one question to solve the whole COVID dilemma. Okay? Even like in the situation with Epaphroditus when Paul was in prison, you know, he would have helped him if he could. But in order to give a prescription, you must first make an accurate diagnosis. Okay? You go to a doctor, that's what they're doing. They're asking you all the symptoms, they're doing all the different things. They're trying to assess what the problem is. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. Maybe they're not sure, so they send you out to do a bunch of testing. Sometimes they're still not sure. It's not an exact science, okay? Now, with the coronavirus, we're going to ask one question. But right now, there's two things trying to diagnose this whole thing, and that is science and intelligence. But what they lacked out of that is wisdom. Okay? Seeing it from God's set of eyes, not just a set of science where you can test everything based on your externals or in a lab and able to reproduce it, okay? Or investigating and finding out, well, was this thing created as a bioweapon, or did it just mutate originally from some bat? Okay. Here's the question. Ask them to tell you specifically, where did the COVID originate? Now everybody says it comes from China. Did it come from a lab? Or did it come from this wet market or a bat? See, without making a proper diagnosis, you can't make an adequate prescription. At best, you're going to do things through trial and error, which is what they're doing. That's why you have a number of different types of shots that they're giving. But the body and what's involved, even like in a simple thing like a golf swing, there's so many intricate things that are involved. That's what it's called, synergy. Okay? One shot doesn't fit all. Okay, somebody has diabetes, or they may have Parkinson's disease or heart problems, or they may have emphysema because they smoke, or they may be overweight. You know, it's just like one golf swing does not fit all. And there are some instructors that teach that. They're what they call methods teachers. They believe that one swing will work for everybody. I have never believed that because people are different. If you don't believe me, take your right hand, put it up like this, like you're taking a note. Take your left arm, let it hang down, and reach across your body and see how far, without moving this and without bending your elbow, how far you can pull your arm up. I have people that can bring this arm all the way up here, up higher than your head. And others can't even bring it up to their shoulder. Why? They have different swing mobility. So there's no way that one swing can fit all. They don't have the ability to do it. They're physically unable to do it. You put something in your body by trial and error, not really knowing whether this thing was humanly manufactured or it came about. You know, COVID's been around for, hundreds and hundreds of years. Okay, when they test you, it's given the results for many different types of variants, not just one. Okay, you may have a common cold. I just got over a cold. Okay, if I'd have gone and tested, I said, "Man, you got COVID?" And no, I don't have COVID. It was a cold. I've had colds different times all my life. I'm fine now. Okay, what do when I have a cold? I go outside and sweat it out. I sweat it out. I drink a lot of fluid. And I rest. I take care of myself. So you can boost your immune system and help it work in a healthy way. And that's the other part. And that is, if I was just dependent on some vaccine that hasn't even proven itself, and yet not doing my part, well, of course I'm going to probably get sick. You got to do your part, as well. So only question you have to ask is, hey, tell me for certain where it came from. Because without recognizing the actual source, specifically, dogmatically, without any doubt, how it came about, there's no way you can make an accurate prescription. And there's no way I'm going to put something in my body without knowing the source. That'd be like me trying to give a guy a golf lesson, telling him to go doing something, and I'm not really sure if this is the right thing for or not. You can't have, teaching integrity when you do that. Okay, so you can end all these discussions, and the fact is people do get sick, even in Paul's days. And as long as we live, we're going to get sick, but that's why God gave us an immune system. As long as we take care of it, we don't alter it by putting something in there that may change it. Okay? Okay. I'm going to be doing another video continuing on in Proverbs. Actually, the whole thing's going to switch now in Proverbs to doing more what's called proverbial sayings, like little golden nuggets to live your life by. And instead of Confucius say, you can have God says, which I think is a lot more reliable. Okay, in every argument, focus on the responding, not the resisting. Make a proper diagnostic, then make a prescription. You don't know for certain, don't go doing things trial and error into your body. You may find out down the road that, man, you made a really bad, poor mistake. Okay? Okay, God bless you all. Be careful, be wise.